ChatGPT makes learning to code much easier and faster, no matter what stage of learning you are in. Whether you are a beginner or a senior developer, ChatGPT helps you learn and also boosts your productivity significantly. In this video, we will start by exploring how you can get a learning path to learn to code from ChatGPT. Then we will see how we can dive into each topic in detail. Project building is also an important aspect, and we will explore how we can get ideas from ChatGPT and see how it helps us solve them. And of course, we will see how ChatGPT can benefit us while coding and for what purposes it can be used to assist us. So let's get started. Just as a quick introduction, ChatGPT is an AI language model developed by OpenAI that generates human-like text based on the input it receives. It can understand and generate text in a variety of languages and is trained on a diverse range of internet text to provide versatile and contextually relevant responses. We will start by asking ChatGPT to provide us with a roadmap that we need to follow so that we know what we need to learn and where to start. The more specific we are, the more accurate the response will be. Therefore, I will ask it to give me the roadmap for a C# developer. You can do the same for any language you prefer or for whatever discipline you are learning. So I'm just writing, give me the roadmap of a C# developer. And it gives us a list of all the topics we need to learn. I would say this is a pretty solid and comprehensive learning path. However, for the roadmap alone, I would recommend getting it from an actual person because it is usually clearer and more concise. I have also created a video about this topic and the roadmap you need to follow as a developer, and I will link it below. When I personally started programming, I made the mistake of learning languages such as C++, Java, and trying C# one after the other. Basically, I was learning languages that did the same thing, so the roadmap we get here from ChatGPT is still very decent. After getting what we need to learn, we can ask it to give us the resources we need and the timeline to learn them. Since the chatbot remembers our previous interactions, it will offer us a timeline and resources for each topic. So about the timeline that we get here, I would say it is approximately correct. Even though this depends on you, it depends on how much time you spend learning. And we see here that it gives us as resources many books, courses, or websites as well. You can also choose YouTube series as a learning resource based on what suits you best. Whether you learn better through videos or by reading books and written information, this is up to you. Up until this point, we know what we need to learn and have the necessary resources, so we can ask ChatGPT for more specific guidance on each topic. Firstly, I will ask it to provide me with the fundamental topics of C#. Now that we have a more specific list of topics, we can ask ChatGPT about each one individually. For example, we can request an explanation of methods in C#. Here we receive high-quality information, including explanations of methods, their syntax, key concepts related to methods, and examples. I would advise you to test each example in your code editor and experiment with them, and even make some changes. If you want to challenge yourself further, you can ask ChatGPT to provide exercises for each topic. Try solving them independently first, and then you can either request the solution from ChatGPT or input your solution here to check its correctness. One of the best parts of ChatGPT is that it can give you project ideas and also build them for you. Now let's see what projects it suggests first. Let's start by typing, I want some C# project ideas. We can see a list of different projects here. Now let's ask it to provide us with the code for one of them. For example, let's request the code for a to-do list app. And here it is. It seems functional, but let me test it out. I will go to Visual Studio. Since this is a console application, I'm creating a console app. I'm choosing this template. I will leave everything as it is. Next, the name of the project and the location of it. While the project loads, I'm just going to copy the code and we're going to paste it then in the program.cs file. Now we can just run the project. And we can confirm its functionality just by interacting with the console. You can test it out yourself, but this actually really works. Now, after we have completed our learning and projects, let's explore some additional ways you can use ChatGPT while coding. For example, we can ask it to write a specific method or algorithm to solve a particular problem. For instance, write me a C# method to calculate all the prime numbers smaller than 100. Just in case you're not familiar, prime numbers are whole numbers that can only be divided by 1 or the number itself. Typically problems like these are studied when learning algorithms, but here we have ChatGPT that gives us the solution for it. We can see that this problem is solved with more than one method because they are needed actually. And we can copy one of them and ask ChatGPT to explain it to us. For instance, we can request explain these lines of code and paste the code. This is like having an online tutor available at all times, which is quite remarkable in my opinion. We see that it explains to us the code that we entered there. Moreover, when encountering issues while coding, we can ask ChatGPT to identify why a piece of code isn't working. Let me illustrate this with a small portion of the code we had above. I'll intentionally just remove like a letter there and then ask ChatGPT why the code isn't functioning. And it's really amazing how quickly it detects the issue. So this is how I would suggest going about learning to code using ChatGPT. Not only is it effective in teaching you, but it's also a very helpful tool that boosts your productivity and assists you during your work. It's true that if you ask it to write larger projects, for example, it might not give you the response you want, or it might not be that accurate. However, if you ask specific questions or request it to create specific pieces of code for you, or to detect something, it can be a game changer. When you think about it, just a few years back, the whole process of learning to code was very different. And now, thanks to ChatGPT, I believe it's become so much better, and every developer should use it to learn and to grow as well. So that's what I had prepared for this video. I would really like to know what is the part you like the most about ChatGPT, and especially what you don't like about it. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.